Another early morning and another day in paradise. Are you ready for the final episode of Inisherin? I am.
Welcome back everybody, and the final episode of Inisherin. If you haven't already seen episode 1, do yourself a favour and go and watch that first, because then today will make much more sense. Of course, Inisherin is, well, its real name is Achill Island, but Inisherin is obviously derived from the film Banshees of Inisherin, home of Colm and Porrick, and Jenny the donkey, of course. Not forgetting Jenny. So I had an incredible first day here, and I just can't wait to read the comments just to see how many of you spotted scenes that I was riding past which I didn't spot, which featured in the actual film. So if you have seen the film and you spot stuff which is just plainly oblivious to me because I'm taking in so much other stuff. Look at that! There's my first look at that. You see the little rock formation. I'm going to stop here. I mean, I'm riding half the time on a motorbike with my head turned sideways. I feel like an owl. I don't know if you can see that. I'll get a photograph of it. And look at the light rays coming down on top of it. Okay, that's the first photograph of today banked. Loose stones and rubble all over the road from this work they've been doing at the side here. Don't fancy getting a puncture, I really don't. Just keep my eyes straight ahead at the minute then. This is very, very steep. Quick brake check there before I entered that. I've gone down the gears as well. Look at the light out there on the ocean. Something else, isn't it? Very kindly pulled in for me. Thank you. What a lovely smile. In another month's time, folks, this place will be heaving with tourists. Now, it always is every year, so I'm not going to say it's because of the film. It's always a really popular spot to come. What on earth is up there? I have to go and have a look. This can't be somebody's driveway, is it? I think it is. No, it's not. Oh, it's a housing estate. Imagine driving out the gates of your house, right, every morning to look at that. That would put you in a good mood for the day, wouldn't it? So, not quite sure. Oops, a daisy. glad I wasn't in a car there. That would have been a bit nasty. That would have ended the good mood. I'm having a fantastic time here on Achill. I'd recommend it to anybody. If you're thinking about coming over to the west of Ireland, you've got to pay a visit to Achill, or Inisherin. I think we'll take a little left turn down here. The harbour, Pertine Harbour, is down here. And again, if you've seen the film, you'll know exactly where I'm heading, because this was the scene of the, well, the fight scene. And this is where the shop was as well. I mentioned in episode 1, you know, literally none of the stuff exists because part of the contract they had for filming here was at the left Achill Island, exactly how they found it. So they, when they signed contracts, they obviously had to stick with that and take everything down. It's such a shame, because it would have made great tourist photographs. Since everybody's on Instagram and whatever else these days, it would have made for some brilliant photographs. But sure, maybe the locals didn't want it. It's fair enough. Thank you very much. I hope I recognise it though. I hope it does resemble the actual harbour in the film. Ah yeah, it does. Of course it does. In fact, there's Brendan Gleeson down there. Now, yeah, okay, now I've got the hang of it. I think, yes I have, it was built over on the other side there, wasn't it? Looking back over at it. So the set was over there. Correct me if I'm wrong, folks. I know you will anyway, but I'm inviting you to do so in the comments below. I wonder if I can ride around there. Yes, is the answer. And you might have been tidier looking if they had left the set. Sorry, no offence meant there. It's a harbour after all. Not supposed to be TV studio, is it? I was going to ask that person, but I don't think they work here. In fact, they look like they're a tourist. So yes, I'm sure this is where the fight scene was. There's a man taking a photograph on a medium format camera. Don't see many of them around. There you go. So that's the first film stop of the day. I hope you recognise it. Hope you've got your bearings. Probably a lot better than I have. And we'll carry on. Lots to see and do today, and I'm very aware that the weather is changing mid-afternoon. So from here I'm going to head over. I'm actually going to cut across the island now. So sit back, buckle up, enjoy the scenery. Really taken me by surprise, the size of Achill, because I honestly thought I'd have loads of time left when I first started looking into coming over here on the bike. I thought I'd come over for a day and I'd have loads of time left after making 2 episodes. Not so. Wow, just be careful there. That was a bit of a bad camber there, and then the road disappeared. It's obviously some sort of viewpoint from up here. This is the same people I met in yesterday's episode. They're still here. Fantastic. Mexican wave. Ah, that's brilliant. They're obviously still in great spirits. They're really good. I took photographs using their camera for them yesterday. They asked me, I think when we were on top of the cliffs, they asked me if I would take some photographs of them. They're from France. The van suggested to me, not that I can read French, but there was a picture of a model aeroplane, and the van said something about model aeroplanes, I think, in my very, very limited French. So they're probably having better success today, because it's actually not as windy as it was yesterday. And look at this. This is the dam. Loch Corrymore Dam. Google Maps is telling me. So I wonder if that feeds the, well, not feeds, but quenches the thirst of the islanders. Yeah, this is probably where the water comes from for the islanders. If anybody knows, let me know. I love asking you all this. Well, I'm not getting any further here anyway. Alright. I will find a road. I'm going to stop and make a proper route, because I've led you into a housing estate. I've brought you to a dam on a dead-end road. Right. Time to get into action here, Dave. The embarrassing thing now, of course, is that I've got to ride back past the French guys. I wonder if I'll get another Mexican wave. We'll soon see. They were just over this hill, I think. Ah, yes, look, it is the guys. I can see model aeroplanes flying. I was right. How good is my French? Très bien. Oui, merci. Look at that. That's brilliant. I was right all the way along. I'm delighted with that. That's incredible. I used to be mad into that crack. Very windy though, is it not, for something like that? Those boys are having the crack. I hope you can see it alright on the camera. This is brilliant. Oh no, I've got to be careful, you see, because I'll totally get lost in time. I could sit for the afternoon watching these guys. Ah, there's loads of equipment in the back of their Jeep, a van rather. Yeah, I was mad into that crack. And then I got into model helicopters after the aeroplanes. Now this was when I was a teenager. Well no, before that, as a young child, model aeroplanes, teenager, model helicopters. And then my early 20s I started experimenting putting a camera on the front of model helicopters. I'll try and flash up a photograph now. So I had that machine built by a company in America, and the electronics were then redesigned by somebody in Germany. Cost an absolute fortune. I remember I had to remortgage my first house to pay for that. It was crazy, and the thing of course just kept crashing all the time. I mean, for years I sort of made a bit of a business out of it, but I sort of gave it up because it was costing so much to repair the thing every time I crashed it. There's no such thing like, you know, when you're flying a drone now and you take your hands off the controls, it'll sit in the sky. Not with those helicopters, oh no. And then there was no downlink, so you didn't know what you were recording. It was all potluck. Oh my god, it was tough. But I give it up, and then years later, 2013 actually, drones came out. I knew of them coming, I knew of them in operation, but when they came out commercially and they were available to anybody, that really, well, in many ways drones changed my life because of what I do for a living. I can't imagine shooting a TV program now without a drone. And then I've had many successful years from drones, hiring myself out as a drone operator as well as a cameraman. And the two sort of go hand in hand anyway, so I think every cameraman that I know now has a drone. So for a couple of years I was the only person on Ireland with a drone, so I scooped up all the work. But then of course it never lasts. A good idea never lasts a long time, does it? Before everybody else starts at it. Okay, back to the job in hand. So watch out. Oh gosh. No matter what I'm rabbiting on about, you've always got to keep your eyes on the road, especially with all the sheep and the lamb. It's the lambs, to be honest. The sheep are they definitely have manners. They're well used to it, but the lambs are very skittish. The weather's certainly closing in. I've done well though. I've been very lucky with the weather over the last few days. So we're just heading up towards Dugort. We're nearly there. And Dugort again was featured in the film. Hold on, I'll just negotiate these. I do like looking at sheep, you know. They just strike me like they haven't got a care in the world. But yeah, the scene in Dugort was the mass at the church in Dugort. So I will try and find the church. I know it's got to be around here somewhere. Turning right here for Dugort. But before we go and worship, I wouldn't mind worshipping a bit of food, I'll be honest with you. I'm starving, actually. Don't know what my chances are of finding. Well, maybe it's in Dugort, which is just up here. There might be something. We shall go and have a little explore. See the little big caravan park over there. Well, they look like mobile homes, static caravans. Be some place to come in the summer, wouldn't it? Especially with that beach just literally on your doorstep. Can't see any church up there. Thank you very much, sir. He'd be very happy, wouldn't he? Driving a bus around here all day. Actually, his sign said he was going off to Westport. Westport's probably my favourite town in Ireland. So we're just approaching Dugort. I must do a video in Westport one day. There you go. Hold me to it. It's not looking great for food now. There's a little car park here and a blackboard, and guess what? A pub. I wonder if they do food. Oh, the blackboard says food served all day. Ah, Dave, now let's go and have a little gander at this. The Golden Strand Bar and Restaurant. Bar food, that'll do. Just want something quick. Oh, look at that. Fresh fish and local mussels. Okay, I might be here a while. Back on board. Folks, if you're coming to Achill and you're looking for something to eat, go here. Golden Strand Bar and Anchor Restaurant. That was absolutely delicious. Completely hit the spot. And the lovely lady who was serving me there, she came out after a couple of minutes because I just ordered a big bucket of mussels. She said, "I'm so sorry," she said, "all the mussels have gone." She said, "We've a handful left." I said, "I'll take them." She said, "Yeah, but we can't charge you for them." I said, I insist on paying. She said, "I'll tell you what, how about a chowder?" And I love chowder as well. So I said, "Yeah, I'll go for the chowder." but I said, please bring out the handful of mussels. So she brought both out, and she would not take a penny for the mussels. And I'm not kidding you, the chowder was one of the best chowders I've ever had. And the mussels were just, well, there's a reason she only had a few left. They were incredible. What a brilliant place, lovely staff. And God, that really hit the spot. Happy camper. So onwards, St. Thomas's Church, which is a few minutes away from here. We're still in Dugort, it's just around the corner, I think. Now obviously the church wasn't built as part of the set in the film, so if I can get in, then that'll be nice to do that. But obviously you have to respect the privacy of the locals. I mean, they must be fed up with people just retracing the steps, taking photographs for their Instagram and Facebook of the scenes and places which were used in the film. So I'll check out the lie of the land when I get there. Weather's closing in, they were telling me there in the pub. So I'd be lucky to get the rest of the afternoon without any rain. But after the church, I'll be travelling back south on the island, and we'll wait and see what's in store for us then. Excuse me, Mr. Sheep. Happy out. This is a fantastic place. What is this about? Shop and gallery. It didn't look very open, but if there was any sign of life, I might have had a little look in there. Look at that beach, folks, will you? Man. There aren't that many beaches left, certainly in Europe, which are unpopulated like that. Incredible. So here we go. This is the church which was used as the location for the mass scene. No, St. Thomas's Church, and it's well and truly closed, isn't it? Folks, it's approaching the end of the day. The weather is closing in. The battery has just died on my radio mic, and I'm utterly exhausted, as you may have detected in my voice. I actually have a touch of the man flu. So, not wanting to end on a downer, instead I want to end this video, and indeed this 3-part series, with some memories and landscapes that I'll never forget. Inisherin, or better known locally as Achill Island, has become a very special place to me after these few days, and I'd recommend it to anybody looking for the ultimate getaway from that crazy world out there. Thanks once again for tuning in, and I'll be back next Saturday, of course, at 8 AM with another video. Dave Perry, Wheelie Good TV, Inisherin.